Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. Zayne, and on this channel I react to videos that interest me. So if that sounds like your thing, please subscribe and hit notification bell so you get alerted whenever I post, and give this video a big thumbs up right now because I already know you're going to enjoy it, and make sure you watch this video to the very end. So today I have another reaction video for you guys, and I'm super excited about this one, though it is somewhat old because I believe it was posted like 7 months ago. Was it 11 months ago? I'm not really sure. But anyway, the title is Debunking African Stereotypes with Sarcasm. I have heard about this lady who uses sarcasm to, debunk African stereotypes, and I've watched 1 or 2 clips of hers, but I don't believe I've watched this particular compilation. So this is a compilation, if I'm not mistaken, of different clips of hers where she talks about something. She brings up a ridiculous question, somewhat ignorant, not necessarily in a shady way that somebody who is not from Africa, who knows nothing or very little about Africa, asks about Africa, and she just tears it down, basically. So let's get into it.
What area of Africa do you live in? You want to
area.
Know? Okay.
Area.
Let me show you.
Yeah, Africa is a continent.
I live in this area. In Africa, do you have clothes? No, we don't have clothes in Africa.
Oh my god. Like, without even looking at her name, I already know she's a Nigerian, because you guys, the sarcasm is out of this world. Africa is a continent, guys. If you do not know, now you know. And just like you do not say what area of Europe do you live in, what area of Asia do you live in, because Asia is a continent, Europe is a continent, so Africa is a continent. And I know this seems just harmless, but sometimes it can be quite irritating to Africans when people from outside talk about Africa as if Africa is still in the jungle and we live in the Stone Age. The whole world has advanced to 2024, but we're still in the Stone Age. It can be quite irritating because, we're all in 2024 together, okay? We still have some untouched part of the world. We still have some areas that haven't been tampered with, okay, in the world, obviously, but generally most people live in cities, just like people live in cities in other continents. Africa is a continent, and there are several countries in Africa, and the countries have several states and cities and towns and villages, just like any other part of the world. So you can't say what area of Africa do you live in. And I'm explaining this not because of the people who know, who are like yeah, but because of the people who genuinely do not know. All right.
In Africa, do you have clothes? No, we don't have clothes in Africa. We just mostly walk around just the way God created us. But anytime we want something fashionable to wear, we just grab banana leaves and wear, just like this.
Oh my god. I didn't bought somebody with banana leaves.
And that's how we survive without clothes in Africa.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you have toothbrushes to brush your teeth in Africa? No, we don't have toothbrushes to brush our teeth in Africa, but anytime we need to brush our teeth, we just go to the bush and grab a lizard by its head.
Ew.
And then use its tail to brush our teeth. The older the person, the larger the lizard.
Ew.
And that's how we survive without toothbrushes in Africa. Yeah.
In a city in Africa.
I love the way she says yeah.
Yeah, that brilliant guy is...
I'm sorry. I love the way they say yeah.
In a city in Africa. France.
Yeah, that brilliant guy is very correct. France is a city in Africa, off the east coast of Wakanda, and it's right next to Zamunda, so yeah. Do you have tall buildings in Africa? No, we don't have tall buildings in Africa, but we have tall trees, just like this one. Yeah. As I already told you, we don't have access to any technology, so we don't have cell phones or anything. But whenever we want to film content, we just go to the community center and stand in front of the giraffe. Their eyes are HD cameras. So we just stand in front of the giraffe and film our content, and then when we're done, we flick its ears and the content is automatically posted to the internet. And you see the antennas on the giraffe? It's the Wi-Fi. And that's how we survive without cell phones in Africa. Yeah. Can Africans read? Africans can't read, but whenever the need arises for us to read, we just close our eyes and summon the spirit of the Black Panther, and that spirit is going to possess us. And immediately we look at the words, it gets automatically translated into Afrikanese, and then we can understand it. And that's how we read in Africa. Yeah. How do you tell time in Africa? As you already know, we don't have access to any technology, so we use local methods to tell time, and I'm going to show you right now. Remember, this is a very big secret passed down to us by our ancestors, but I'll show you. Let's go. So guys, what you're going to do is to come out when the sun is at its hottest, okay? And then face south. For me, this is south. Now, because this is south, this means that this is 12. Directly in front of me is 12 p.m. This is 3, this is 6, and then this will be 9. So I'm standing in front of this particular cross right now. And then the next thing you do is to check your shadow. Check the direction of your shadow. It gives you the approximate timing. Not really certainly, but approximate timing. And now right now, my shadow is kind of almost touching 3, which means that it's almost 3 p.m. When it's 3 p.m., it's going to be definitely on this particular line. So let's check to see where.
What about 3 a.m.?
You see, it's 2-3, so that means we are absolutely correct, and it worked. And that's the secret that is making the secret. Yeah, bye. What kind of air do you all breathe in Africa? Actually, in Africa, we inhale fat. We just go and stand in front of a person and get them to fart directly into our noses, and it enters our lungs. The bigger the person, the longer the fat stays in your lungs, and that's how we breathe. Africa.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's just, oh my god, that was hilarious, yo. Sometimes, like, I can totally see why she would resort to sarcasm, because sometimes you need sarcasm for the message to penetrate people's minds. And again, I would not blame lots of people because, you know, the education is lacking in some form of fashion, and that's why they ask these questions, and that's why they genuinely believe Africa is a certain way. And it's really sad way, even as adults, people do not do research before saying certain things or asking certain things or posting certain things or writing certain things. I mean, recently there was the whole thing about somebody, a popular musician or something, from the West, who posted a question on Twitter asking, how do you guys listen to my music in Africa, and then, you know, in South Africa, in Nigeria, and then South Africans, Nigerians just demolished, you know, this person. Obviously, that's what you get when you don't make your research, when you don't do your research. Again, I appreciate that some of the questions can be genuine, and this person was actually probably asking a genuine question. I do not know them, I do not follow, you know, music and all of that, so I do not know this person, but I mean, I've heard of them. I do not want to mention their name, but if you know about, you already know the person I'm talking about. And so many of these questions are actually genuine, but as adults, you have your responsibility of doing your research about a people, about a place, before you release something, especially if you're like a musician or a writer, or, you know, just someone who wants to say something in public. You do have to do some research. Again, I'm not saying you should know everything. Like, I don't know a lot of things about, you know, the American culture, the Asian culture. There are lots of things I do not know, and I will ask genuinely, but there are some things that are just, come on, you cannot believe Africa is still in the jungle. And I've read some things that are just very irritating, right? Like, I remember reading a book once, and this is why I'm saying you should do your research. If you're writing a book, you should do some research. Somebody wrote, the author, not somebody, the author wrote as part of the dialogue that the time is whatever, I don't know, 10 p.m. in Africa. And I was like, the time is 10 p.m. in Africa. What part of Africa? There are multiple time zones in Africa. So what parts of Africa are you talking about? And they were talking about Kenya. So they should have said the time in Kenya. And they should have mentioned the part of Kenya. They should have mentioned the part of Kenya they were referring to, just to be accurate. And before mentioning, okay, the time is 10 p.m. in Nairobi, Kenya. Time is 10 p.m. in Mombasa, The time is right. You don't just say the time is 10 p.m. in Africa. Where in Africa? Are you talking about Lagos or Cape Town or Nairobi or I don't know, Accra? Where? Like where? Right? You can't just say the time is 5 p.m. in Asia. Where in Asia? The time is 2 p.m. in North America. Where in North America? Do you understand? Like, and this is just one of those things. We're not even going to go into the whole the ones where people were asking, you know, and I've read, I'm talking about books, yeah, books, yeah, where, you know, people will be asking them about how it feels to be wearing shoes for the first time because they came from Africa, or how it feels to have lions as pets because they came from Africa. Like, it doesn't, seriously. But anyway, we'll just talk more about it another day. Thank you so much for watching this video till the very end. Let me know your comments, your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're an African and you have experience with any of this stuff, or you can relate in some way, then you can please talk about it in the comment section below. I would love to read your comments. And well, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and give this video a giant thumbs up, because I know you enjoyed it and it encourages me to make more videos like this. Thank you so much once again, and I will see you next time.